everybody, welcome to another episode of WumpaTime. It's me, Shim, and I'm back with the one and only one of a kind, hello, one only.
The one only, the one of a kind only?
One and only kind only Canadian guy.
Hello, yes, we've been gone for a few weeks. Unfortunately, due to moving causes stress, and you know, we kind of hate our lives when we're moving, so we no longer hate our lives. So
yay!
we're moved in now. We're settling down, and it's finally to get back into the swing of things again. So that means we're back
liking your new place.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like we have 3 bathrooms, and I don't know what to do with them. So like, like legit, we have a bathroom in the master bedroom, and then there's a bathroom, just a regular bathroom in the upstairs, and then there's a powder room which only has a toilet and a mirror and a sink, and it's on the main floor. So it's like, I'm just like, what do I do with all of them?
Well, that's with me. When I moved into my house, we have 2 full bathrooms, and it's like one bedroom is the bedroom, one bedroom is my office, and right next to my setup where I'm recording the podcast right now, to my left, there's just a full bathroom that no one uses. Like, I feel bad because there's a whole tub in there and everything, and we just don't use it.
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, we have a shower.
Yay, me too. And I think it's cursed, because last time someone used this shower is when I was sheltering my coworker during our snowpocalypse, and he took a shower, and then I was still asleep, and then I just hear, and I'm like, what was that? And turns out he tried to pick up the shampoo with his foot, and he tried to throw it up, and he slipped, and he landed right on the ground, which caused the leak in my roof, by the way. Remember that? Remember when there was a whole hole in my roof? I explained to the guys, like, I think because someone fell up there. They're like, yeah, that'll do it. I was like, awesome.
That sucks.
Yeah, so we don't use it anymore because we're scared that's going to happen again. The
cursed bathroom, every time you go, something breaks or something happens.
Every time you step a little too hard, the roof caves in.
Yeah, but while we're here, one of the things that's really, really weird is, like, almost the rooms are almost, I don't want to say soundproofed, but, like, they almost are. Like, I can't, like, because I kind of live, it's like a subdivision, and you know, there's a house beside me, and it's like a townhouse, and I don't hear my neighbors. I've never heard them once.
Really?
Not once. I haven't heard a thing. I haven't heard a squeak or a cry, and I know that my neighbor has a baby, and you know, as we know, babies cry, poop, and scream a lot, and I haven't heard a peep, not even a little bit. And even if I did, it wouldn't bother me, but I'm just shocked by how quiet it is.
I'm wondering if they filled, like, the walls with, like, some sort of, like, foam or something.
Yeah, maybe, because then, but the funny thing too is that like sometimes I can so it's kind of funny, is because I can hear my wife through the vents if she's like in the kitchen and she's screaming up to me, asking me a question, and I can hear her through the vents, but when I respond, she can't hear a thing. It's like, oh, she can't hear anything. So it's like when she says something, I have to open up the door, walk over to my stairwell, and yell down the stairwell for her to hear me.
It's kind of the same here, because on both bedrooms are like right across, or like on the other side of each other. So if I'm in the office bathroom, and then Brandy's in the bedroom bathroom, we could just talk to each other through the vents. I just be like, hey, what's up? She'd be like, oh, what's up? So we just have full conversations.
I mean, that's convenient, right? That's
something they don't talk about. For never.
So, but something that is actually really cool that's coming is they actually announced it this morning. And by the time that you guys hear this, it might be a day or two later, right? This goes live on Saturday? Yeah, today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday, yeah. So it'll be 2 days old, yes.
2 days old. So you guys would have seen already that PlayStation has finally brought 2 brand new colored controllers.
Thank God. I'm going to be honest. When I saw them this morning, I thought they were just fan-made because I saw a bunch of fan-made ones whenever the PS5 was announced.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that they were real until I saw Sony actually post it. And I was like, oh, wow, finally. Something different.
Yeah. So as you guys know, that the PlayStation 5 went with the white and black motif, which is fine, which is cool. But the two new controllers that they released is, I believe it's called Midnight Black. Is that it? Midnight Black?
Midnight Black and
Cosmic Red?
Cosmic Red, that's what it is. Is
Yes.
it, let me look at it. Is it like a metallic red?
Yeah, it's almost like a dark, like a cherry, like a dark cherry red, almost like a.
Let me see. Oh yeah. I see.
Metallic. It's
it's
nice.
kind of got like a maroon type look to it. Whenever it's like in this lighting, the black looks really good. It looks like a nice matte black.
Yeah.
But I was telling you before the podcast that I want to get this red one and change the clip on the bottom to white to make a Spider-Man one. But now that I'm looking at it, it's a little like purple. Like it doesn't look like red. It looks like a little.
I'm looking on this angle. Yeah, I saw the CGI angle, but I didn't see. I'm seeing this angle now, and you know the Spider-Man. Maybe not a Spider-Man, but maybe You know, the funny thing is that if you bought, like, here's the funny thing. If you bought the black one and painted the black clip red, you would have like a Miles Morales.
Oh yeah.
Controller.
Oh yeah. I could do just both. Have both Spider-Man. Because I have two DualShocks and I replaced one of the clips with the purple one just to have a purple one. Yeah. And I was gonna replace it with red to have like a white and red, but if it's red and white and then black and red, that would, or black and white. Yeah. Or black and red. God. Colors. Yeah, that's weird. It's such a weird off red.
Yeah. So like, I still like it. Like, don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not like, it's like almost almost fuchsia purpley red. Like it's hitting a weird spot here. It's hitting.
I guess we just have to see it in person.
Yeah, like, I like it though. Like I do like it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna pick one up because I have two, so I might just trade one in at work and then just get the other one. But yeah, I just want some variety because listen, dude, I have like 5 different PS4 controllers and I don't own a black one. I have, I know I have the Alpine green, I have the purple, I have the see-through blue, I have the see-through clear, and something else. I lost track of what colors I have.
So for me, I have technically 5, but I got 4. I got white, purple. I really like the purple, the white, the purple, the blue and red.
Blue and red?
Yeah, no, the blue and then the red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The electric blue and then the magma red. Now the black one was broken and I was gonna get rid of it, but the kids I use it for the kids so that when we're playing together, I give them the controller and they love it. They think they're right involved because they're seeing daddy's controller and their controller look the same because they're getting smart now. I can't like if I'm playing on a PlayStation 5 controller, they don't want no PS4 controller. No,
they want the
they want the same controller because what they'll do is that they'll pick up the controller, they'll try to move the sticks and nothing will happen, and they're like, wait, this controller is busted. I want the same one that daddy has because obviously is the one that's working. So
no, you gotta do what we did back in like what 90s, early 2000s. You pop in Sonic 2, you give them the second controller, and they control Tails while you run away. You run away, and they try to keep up. But now that you got a PS3 with me, you got to get on my level because the only PS3 controller I own is the full blue one. That's what I was using to stream Ratchet and Clank was with my blue controller.
Genuinely, I think I might get a third-party controller. It's just something else that's not the PS3 controller because I picked it up and the first thing I said was ew.
No, dude, one thing we do at work, it's so annoying. I'm sure you noticed the sticks they feel a little like oily. Have you noticed that? That's because Sony put an oil inside of the sticks to help with traction on your thumbs.
I hate it.
So whenever we get these in, we have a solution where we take the sticks off and then soak them in our alcohol solution to get the oil off. and then put them back on, because it's so disgusting when you get a used one in and it's like glossy on the sticks.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not normal.
That's gross. No,
that's icky.
Like when I picked them up, when I picked up the controller, you know, I immediately, I was just like, oh, I remember why. And I think that's part of the reason why I really enjoyed the Xbox 360 so much back then, because the Xbox 360 controller, especially in comparison to the PlayStation 3 controller, was superior. Like
I can get behind that.
Right. And then I'm holding the PS3 controller, and I feel like I could just like if I threw it down the stairs, it'd just float down like a piece of paper. Like it just it does. It feels like that. It feels like, you know, if I even like squeeze it even a little bit, I can hear the plastic like crunching. I'm like, man.
Oh yeah, like this.
Yeah, that awful noise.
I don't know how. I think this is a big problem in Canada too. A big problem here is there are so many fake Sony PS3 controllers that it's become a little difficult for the average Joe to know if it's a real one now, because the owner at my store, he at this point, he doesn't care. He just wants to have something to give to people. But he orders these, quote, brand new PS3 controllers in the box and everything. And it says Sony DualShock 3. It has everything. And on the back, it has like a really bad looking, like, oh, here are all the different colors, and none of them exist. But I just want everyone to know that maybe you should look at yours too to see if it's real. But if you look at the PlayStation logo on the button and it's just slightly off center, like to the left or to the right, it's a fake. I'm lucky enough to have a real one, but every single one we've gotten in the store in the past year is fake.
What's the performance difference? Is there a difference?
So it is cheaper components. A lot of the time we'll get a return saying, hey, this button stopped working, this button stopped working, the triggers don't work, the stick doesn't work. And it is overall using a lot cheaper plastic. I know that's kind of impossible to imagine with how cheap these feel.
Yeah, but yeah, like how?
They use a cheaper one, and the rumbles are also one solid piece instead of like a grooved rumble. So it just feels like someone's like pushing the controller away from you whenever it starts to rumble. It's very weird. It's all a case by case basis because it is all bootleg. But you just kind of have to know, because there are a lot of, I'm looking at mine now, there are a lot of things that you like, they look real, but it's like, that's kind of off, that's kind of off. Yeah. So I've kind of gotten like an eye for it, like, yeah, it's fake, yeah, it's fake.
I think mine is legit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the guy that I was talking with, it doesn't, like the guy I bought it from. I mean, you've seen some of these backwards compatible PS3s sell for ridiculous prices on eBay, and you know, I got mine for a decent price. I did. I got mine for a decent price. I got mine for 150 Canadian.
That's about 180 American.
No, you're going to different.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's like 120, 110,
120. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's just, I was telling you this, that, and I'll also tell one to the viewers that I absolutely hate the backwards compatible PS3 just because of what, it's such a garbage, like, I hate the way it's put, it, like, you breathe on it wrong, and it shatters into 15 pieces. I've had mine for years, and it just never worked. And then one day it just decided, oh, you know, I think I'll turn on. And then I was like, all right, get my scalpel, get my face mask. I got to do some surgery. So I took it apart. I replaced the hard drive with a hyperdrive. I replaced the thermal paste. I replaced... mine actually is the best possible model PS3, where it has the 19 blade fan and it has the power supply that everyone wants, and they're backwards compatible. And it's just like, all right, I'm going to put you there and I'm going to leave you there. I'm not going to touch you. I'm not going to do anything. Just exist. Don't do anything. Because it's not doing emulation. This one has hardware, so it gives the best possible PS2 picture. But is it worth it to go through all this just to play a PS2 game? Like, there are other methods.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of other methods, but the big component here was that I was able to get my hands on a PlayStation 3 that, yes, it could be backwards compatible, because there are some PS2 games and PS1 games that don't emulate right. They don't emulate nicely. Like, for example, if I were to play Hero's Tale again, I'd like to be able to play it without the red lines of death. That would be.
Dude, a Hero's
that
Tale.
Would be great.
If you play that on the 360, it's unplayable. Like the I'm not even exaggerating. I've documented this on my Twitter account. Whenever you go to save the game, it just doesn't load the screen, so you can't save. So like all the text is like cut in half, and the save screen never shows up. So it is actually unplayable.
That's ridiculous. I don't even know.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. And I've noticed that, and Pitfall, The Lost Expedition. I played that on my 360, and whenever I went to go punch a destructible object, it's like the sound kicked up 15 octaves and like borderline blew out my my sound bar. And there were a bunch of destructible objects, so it was like 1,000 octaves of destruction sound going on. And then I was like, what was that? And then I drop in the water, and the water just kind of stops at the edge of the screen. So it's like, maybe Xbox emulation isn't the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, but yeah, just like emulation in general. Like, I love emulation, but sometimes you kind of, you know, sometimes the hardware is just a better route. So I do want to get to the next subject, because I was doing just a quick bit of reading here and as to what's going on, because what a this is ridiculous. So okay, so if you don't know, there is a huge lawsuit going on between Apple and Epic. Now,
can you refresh me on what it was initially about?
So it was initially about the percent cut that Apple was taking with their apps. That's what was going on. And also because of the fact that Epic Games wanted to charge microtransactions through Epic Games and not through Apple. And Apple was saying, no, that you can't do that. Because if you charge the microtransactions directly through Epic, then Apple doesn't get a cut, or not as large of a cut. And Apple was like, no, we want our cut because it's on the Apple Store. And Epic basically told them to, you know, who cares? And Apple shut down. Apple said, okay, you can't play Fortnite on Apple products. And then it was just a huge blowout between Epic and Apple about pay raises and percentages. And I stopped paying attention to it because it just became ridiculous. And now it's spiraled to the point where Apple and Epic are in court now suing each other. And they're suing each other over a number of different things, and it's just a giant list, and they're still talking about it. It's still going. But what's funny is that they've involved almost everybody in the gaming industry. They've involved GameStop. They involved friggin' Reggie. They're involving like so many people in this lawsuit. And I think Sony is there as well. Sony was there. And I don't even know whose side is on whose side. It's like, this is the ultimate showdown of what is going on. And what's essentially happening right now is that everyone is making fun of Apple, because you can clearly see that the Apple attorneys don't know what video games are.
Yeah.
And there's a number of quotes here that are ridiculous, but we're going to read our favorite one today. So if you guys don't know, there is a character in Fortnite named Peely. And
so I have the transcript. Do you mind if I read the transcript? I have like, whoever wrote this article had a lot of fun with it, because they put like context to like the meaning behind what they said.
Well, yeah. You like to read this transcript 1 second. But if you don't know what Peely is, it's just a banana with an arms and legs and eyes.
It's a sentient banana, and sometimes he wears like a swimsuit, and that's it.
That's literally
it's just like swim trunks.
It's just an animated banana. You know the bananas in pajamas? That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
exactly. Like, no, there is nothing it's just a banana with arms and legs. So in the middle of court, the Apple lawyer says, "We have a large yellow banana here in a tuxedo," and Weisenberg, who I think is the representative for Epic, says, "Yes, that is Peely. And that's Peely, did you say? The lawyer continued, clearly swallowing the Lovecraftian dread consuming him at the sight of the beast. And in fact, in a tuxedo, he's known as Agent Peely, correct? He says, that's correct. We thought it'd be better to go with the suit than the naked banana since we are in a federal court this morning, the lawyer said. To which they reply, it's a banana, ma'am. It's just a banana, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know what you think is going on. But like, if anything, there's a character where it's just a huge ripped cat. It's just a cat with like just a dude's body.
So
and he want to bring up the banana.
So there's a number of things going on. So yeah, the attorney said, "Is there anything inappropriate about Peely without a suit?" And Wessinger said, "No, there is not." And the attorney said, "If we could just put it on the screen picture of Peely, is there anything inappropriate about Peely without clothes?" And Wessinger says, "It's just a banana, ma'am." Could you imagine the person transcribing this entire ordeal? And
out of all my years of transcribing court cases, I never thought I'd have to write, it's just a banana, ma'am.
So then the official Toe Jam, Lonely Goomba, a friend of mine, said, "Where is this line of questioning even going?" And the official verified Toe Jam and Earl Twitter account responded, saying thus: "When they were discussing Battle Pass exclusive skins, they showed Agent Peely and made a joke about him being in a suit for court. Then they asked about what's under the suit. They're basically looking for an in to say that the Battle Pass is predatory to children."
It's just a banana, man.
It's just a banana. I even made a tweet with the writing emoji: "Bananas in pajamas canceled."
I just never thought I'd see the day.
Like, so I guess what Apple is trying to turn around and said that they literally turned around and trying to say that the Battle Pass is predatory to children when it's just a banana. Like, I don't get it.
Banana. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, if this doesn't show you how out of touch they are, it's just a banana.
It's just a banana. Like, that's it. It's just a banana. There's nothing. It's nothing predatory. And like, yeah, you shared this here. It's literally just a cute cat with raging muscles, right? Like, this is not the Battle
He's even wearing like suspenders and like jeans with a belt. It's like, yeah, that's not just a banana. That's just a dude with a cat's head. But you want to bring up the banana.
Yeah, you want to bring up the banana. Seriously, there is so much that is wrong with all of this, and it's all stupid, and Apple is so out of touch. There is like literally a tweet, and I let me see if I can quickly find it. And while I'm looking for it, it was just literally this guy that they gave a description of a mechanic in Fortnite, and it was just nothing but word salad. It was just a bunch of words that meant nothing. And
I don't know if it was one of them in court, or if it was the author of one of the things, but I remember reading a quote that one of them just said, "Fortnite is a game that exists." And like that's how they started their statement. Yeah. Well, as you know, Fortnite is a game that exists, and we were like, go on.
Good start.
Good start. keep it up. You're doing great. Keep it up.
You're doing great. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Keep it up.
It's a game that exists. No kidding. Whoa. It's a game that
exists. Well, that changes everything.
I thought everyone was having a fever dream, and it's just a game that existed in our imaginations.
I'm glad someone confirmed this for me.
It's a game that exists. It's like,
it came out, I guess.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Found it. Thank goodness. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Apple's lawyer has now asked Wright if Fortnite is a AAA game. Wright classes Fortnite as an independent game that grew into what is arguably a AAA game. She sells eventually on Yes. Like,
Okay.
Is it a AAA game? Well, it's an independent game that grew into what is arguably a AAA game. It's like,
is it a AAA game? Well, legally, no, but yes.
Out of context, Wright compares putting an Xbox game on iOS by saying that it's like asking Steven Spielberg to go reshoot Jurassic Park. What?
What? What are they talking about? What's happening? Can we like stop? Can this lawsuit just be like, all right, whatever, we won't give you a cut. God.
And then more out of context, this time from Apple's lawyer. Incredibly, so this is the quote. So it's a different game with the same title. Every game reviewer who's ever had to explain, no, it's the new God of War, just sighed. Like
I hate this. I hate everything of what we're talking about.
It's like, so, and then they're just asking questions like, so Minecraft has its own in-game currency, correct? You could buy them in the App Store and through Microsoft, and they can be used interchangeably. And then it just didn't go anywhere. So yeah, so basically what happened was that because Minecraft can be played on different platforms in different ways, you can like. The problem is with Apple, with the Apple and Epic. So rewinding back, because I remember that was the main argument, that you could still buy Fortnite coins through the Apple Store, but you also had the choice to get through the Epic Store as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
right.
And that's where Apple's like, whoa, hey, whoa, you can't do that.
Whoa, competition,
Yeah. And so that's what caused this whole fiasco. It's so dumb. It is so dumb.
This whole, like, it was one thing when they put, like, the evil Apple Man in Fortnite or something, and that was, like, the main villain. It's like, oh, that is goofy, and, like, that is extremely cringy, but whatever. It's, you keep doing you. We'll just sit here and laugh.
And now it's just gotten out of control. But also, something I want to talk about again is the PlayStation in general announced yesterday, so it would be Wednesday for those listening, that they have 25 AAA titles in development. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, and I also heard that half of them are new IPs.
Yeah.
So that's for PS5. So obviously they're not coming out anytime soon. It's going to be like over the course of many years. But
yeah, of course.
What? Just what could it be? I honestly don't know. 25 new IP, like launching a new IP in general is kind of dicey. Like I was just talking about you. I was talking to you earlier that Returnal released, and it's extremely good. It's a new Sony IP. It's a Sony game, but it had like no marketing. Like the game came out, and the distributor that we go through at the game store I work at, they didn't even get any copies in from Sony until like a week after it came out.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you launch a new IP and then just kind of like leave it, like just forget about it and then go on to the next thing. I mean, I guess they kind of did the same thing with was it Sackboy? Where Sackboy was just like, whoa, new Little Big Planet, just kidding, here's the game. Anyways.
Yeah, kind of, but like there's a whole bunch of things that Sony does, but I want to rewind for a second though. They said almost half are new IPs. Now, even if, like, let's say for the sake of fun, 10 of them are new IPs. All right. So,
okay.
Well, you know what? Let's make it even more closer to even 12. Let's say 12 are new IPs. That means that 13 of the titles that are coming out, 13 are going to be brand new, are going to be sequels. Now,
so
what are the sequels?
So they're saying currently in development. So let's get the ones we know out of the way. Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon, God of War. They already shot down Days Gone 2, so that's already not happening.
Yeah. At least anytime soon.
That too. But Last of Us Remake, do we count that?
Let's count it for the sake of fun.
Okay. Now, what are the odds of a new Uncharted game coming out?
I don't know.
Because the Naughty Dog is currently celebrating the Uncharted 4's 5th anniversary.
Right.
They changed all of their social media to resemble Uncharted, and there's still no PS5 patch for some reason. But still, they wrapped up Nate's story pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you think, because they released The Lost Legacy, which wasn't Drake, it was Chloe. It was a game centered on Chloe, and it was pretty good, but it was pretty short. Yeah. Could there be a whole Uncharted game without Nate, or would they want to pursue that?
I don't know if they would want to pursue that. Maybe that they want to do like you know, I don't think they would do this, but I mean, what if they were trying to pull what The Last of Us did and do a remake of the first one?
Or what if they're doing a game focused on young Nate to coincide with the movie?
So like a prequel.
Yeah, like
so they're playing like a Ratchet and Clank. Almost.
Kind of, because the earliest game, the game that we got with the youngest Drake was Golden Abyss on the PS Vita, which took place before the first one, but he was still like, I want to say late 20s, early 30s, it looked like.
Right.
So if we had one like, because in Uncharted 3 and 4, we did play as like young Drake, but there's a huge gap between all of that. So
between young Drake and Uncharted, okay, so that's 6, but that still leaves quite a number of other IPs.
Do we? I don't know if I want to say Jack and Daxter, but I know it's like every part of me is being like, no, there's no chance.
I don't think Jack and Daxter, but I don't think it would be unreasonable to think Sly Cooper.
But Sucker Punch is probably working on Ghost of Tsushima 2. So if there was a Jack and, but to say, because Medieval was by another studio, so maybe Sly and Jack will be by other studios, but like
maybe.
Because that's the same thing. Returnal, the same thing. Returnal was a third-party studio, but that's a Sony exclusive. That was a a studio that's known for just 2D bullet hells mainly.
You see, like this is what I mean is that like there is, and now that, so I counted like about 6. So we hit about 6 before we start entering like the unknown, right? And even if it was split down the middle, there's still 7 titles. If there's 13 sequels, there's 7 titles that are kind of unaccounted for. And if we want to throw Ghost of Tsushima 2 in there, sure, that's 6. There's still 6 titles that are not talked about yet. What could they be?
And they're not new IPs, so these are sequels or remakes. So maybe, like you said, Uncharted 1 remake, but I don't think they want to go that route because
I don't think
2 was more successful than the first one. I highly doubt there's a Little Big Planet 4 coming out. I think that series is done.
Especially after Sackboy. Well, I mean, Sackboy's been doing relatively good. So,
yeah, I hope they pursue Sackboy more.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at like my shelf and I'm looking at all the Sony exclusives, and we've talked about. Do you think they do like a sequel to Shadow of the Colossus?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
That'd be huge because
that would be huge.
Do they own it or does Team Ico own it?
I don't know.
Actually, it says only on PlayStation, so I guess they do own it.
Yeah, it's only on PlayStation.
The Order 1886 sequel. I'm kind of reaching here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think too and I thought, okay, maybe Final Fantasy Part 2, but no, that's not an exclusive.
That's not Sony.
That's not Sony. That's Square.
Demon Souls 2. They could have their own Dark Souls.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Could be. Let's put that in there. Let me look. Let me look at my PS1 stuff.
So that leaves 5.
I am struggling here, my man.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe they because there were those rumors about all the stuff that they were going to buy from Konami, like Silent Hill. Maybe they actually got Silent Hill or Metal Gear.
But that would be already public, wouldn't it? Like, why would they go into development without owning it yet?
That's fair, because Konami, already announced
because
that two studios.
when it comes to this stuff, you have to be public. You have to be clear and public, because when it comes to the investors and stuff, you have to be public with all your information. Because if it's a public company that has investments into, so for example, Sony, right? If you have money invested into Sony and Sony buys a company, they have to let the investors know that they bought a company, so that when the next quarter comes, they're like, hey, we have less money now because the reason why is we invested into this company, right? So yeah, our costs are going to be up because we bought an entire bloody company. And then likewise, if the other company was a public company, then the investors need to be able to know that that company was bought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's it. A new Infamous.
You know what? I'll say that. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think that's definitely a potential.
Or like the Nathan Drake collection. We could have the Cole McGrath collection. With Infamous 1 and 2.
But would that be considered a brand new title though? Like a sequel? Like it's kind of like a collection.
I can't think of anymore.
I'm trying to
That's a lot.
I'm digging through all the, because I'm trying to dig through all the stuff so that when there's nothing left, we can turn and look at Sly and Jack and Daxter and all these other titles, right? Maybe a Ridge Racer.
That's Tecmo. That's not even PlayStation.
Is it? No, you're right. So what?
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure.
Yeah, double check that. Double check that. No,
yeah, it's Bandai Namco.
All right. So okay. So, don't they? But they only published to PlayStation with that IP, right?
Let me see. I know it was. It was on the arcade and the first one was on the arcade and PlayStation. Sorry, let me see if there's been on any other consoles. Yeah, it's been on every console known to man.
Oh, has it? Okay, never mind. Sorry. I'm trying to find the. Okay, hold on a second. PlayStation reveals work on 25 new PS5 games, half from new IPs. Okay, hold on a second. In an interview, PlayStation promised tons of new PlayStation 5 exclusives, including a variety of new IPs of different size genres and more. Okay, so the wording of that, it says 25 new PS5 games. It doesn't say 25 new PlayStation 5 exclusive like studios. These could be third parties.
Yeah,
there could be third parties that are producing exclusive content for PlayStation.
Like how Returnal was.
Yeah, like how
and exactly. Sackboy, because Sackboy is by Sumo Digital.
Right, but oh my gosh, but Media Molecule is a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Yes, and they're busy they're busy working on Dreams.
Right, but they made the original Little Big Planet.
Yes, they made 1 and 2 and PSP.
And then Sumo did
3 and Sackboy.
And Sackboy,
yeah. Sumo did both of those. And also, I think they did the PS Vita version. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I am very, very, very curious, because I don't want to get my hopes up for a Sly Cooper or a Jack and Daxter return, but 25. And they said half are... and that's if they turn around and say, yeah, they say around half. So around half could be, so it has to either be 12. If they say around half, usually means you're just kind of underballing it a little bit. So that means it's like anywhere between 10 to 12 new IPs. So 10 to 12 new IPs in development right now, and 13 sequels, or like from another, from an already established IP. And that's a lot. And we listed off Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, the ones that we already know, and the ones that are likely, like Ghost of Tsushima 2. But what could be those other 6, 7?
That is so odd. Yeah, maybe they're double dipping. Maybe they're no. I don't imagine them doing like a Ratchet and Clank 2 reimagining like they did with the first one.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that they're going to continue with the storyline that they're starting with Rift Apart.
Yeah, because speaking of, I know we're kind of jumping to Ratchet and Clank like right after this, but
that's fine.
Have they confirmed is Rift Apart? Is it after the reimagining or is it after the last Ratchet and Clank Future game?
So from what I heard, they basically, the way that I heard that they said it, Insomniac said that they wanted to make this as entry friendly as possible, so that if you've never played a Ratchet and Clank game before, you could hop into this game.
Oh yeah, I saw that too, but I'm talking more like timeline wise.
Yeah, timeline wise.
I don't know what I need to know before.
I'm trying to think of when it was. It's not after the it's not after the sequel, because this is when Dr. Nefarious is a robot now, right? Because Nefarious wasn't a robot in the first game, right?
Right. Yeah, No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played it.
Yeah, so Dr. Nefarious in the first game was non-robotic, and in Rift Apart he is robotic. So
actually,
I might be getting this mixed up. I might be getting this mixed up. Sorry, Ratchet and Clank fans.
No, I remembered on the cover of All for One on PS3, he is a robot.
Okay, so
he has been a robot.
Yeah, because there was human Dr. Nefarious, right?
Yeah, and okay, so he's been a robot basically after the first one when he came back. I don't know when he came back because I haven't played all of them.
Yeah,
but I know, yeah, because here's a toy for Ratchet and Clank Future, and it's just robot Dr. Nefarious.
Right. So Nefarious. In the 2016, he was human. It was Up Your Arsenal, so is where I think he comes back and he's a robot. So I think it was the third one that he came back.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. If you're a Ratchet and Clank aficionado, where does Rift Apart take place? Is it right after the PS4 reimagining of the first one, or is it after after Into the Nexus, which I think was the last Ratchet and Clank Future game?
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard. I've heard that allegedly it was what what some people have been saying is that that I said, what games do I need to play? And the three games that people are saying that I should play is Tools of Destruction, A Crack in Time, and then Into the Nexus.
Yeah, same. I'm trying to go in order. Well, not really, because I want to play all of them, but I know that I can't. But I know
not enough time.
Quest for Booty, I think, is right after Tools of Destruction, because it's pirate themed and there are pirates in Tools.
Right.
And that game is like 3 hours long, so you can beat it pretty fast. But then, you know what would actually be fun? If we're both doing Ratchet and Clank, let's both stream All for One, because that's multiplayer.
Oh, dear, that'd be.
It sounds, it's awful, but that'd be really fun. Wait, does it have? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Don't tell me. Oh no.
Is it couch multiplayer?
No. It's online, but this is around the time that Sony started doing online passes for PS3. Because it would launch like, oh, enter this code on the back to activate your online pass. This was like. It was like the argument was like, oh, Xbox, you have to pay for online, but on PlayStation it's free. And PlayStation's like, yeah, it's free. Anyways, go buy this $30 activation pass to play online for this one game. That sucks.
Oh, so funny enough, actually, just want to say we just got an announcement from Insomniac as of 45 minutes ago. We are pleased to announce that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart has gone gold.
Hey, well ahead of its release too. That's really good.
Yeah, so that gives them a month to. So it's printed. So that means that the disc is ready. They are starting to print, but that also means that they are going to be working on that day one patch, getting everything set up. But that means that reviews should be going out soon. Like, 2-ish,
yeah,
2-ish weeks.
review copy should be coming out very, very soon. I am extremely excited. I still think 70 is pushing it for a game like this, but I'm still excited to get it regardless. Yeah. I've been on like a Ratchet and Clank high after playing some of the PS3 games. But this game looks so good. It's so interesting to see all of the tech that they used for SpiderMan for Ratchet and Clank. It's so weird.
I've been binging those videos all day, like watching all the different Game Informer
I was watching the Digital Foundry videos where they were like, oh yeah, here's the ray tracing stuff that they used for Spider-Man Miles Morales, and here it is in Ratchet and Clank. It's like, those are two polar opposites. That's so weird. Yeah. But they're just be like, yeah. And the craziest thing is that both games are running off of the same engine. Like, I have to keep telling myself that. Yeah, because it's Insomniac's internal engine. Because from what I remember, what came out first? Ratchet and Clank PS4 or Sunset Overdrive? I think Sunset came first.
Sunset, yeah.
Because Insomniac was working on their engine. Sunset was the open world game, basically like the beta for Spider-Man. And then Ratchet and Clank came out on the same engine, and it was like, it looked better than the movie. And then Spider-Man came out running off of the engine used for Ratchet and Clank, but it's an open world game. And it's just kind of like, how versatile is that engine just to flip-flop between open world and linear platformer?
I don't know, but one of the things I was looking at the tech stuff too, and they were explaining and showing how all the ambient shadows work and how all the lighting and how all the interactions work. Like, they literally show in slow motion in an action sequence where Rivet runs through a little bit of grass and the grass reacts to her, even with all the explosions going on around her. And even little things like that. This engine, whatever this engine is absolutely incredible. Now, Miles Morales as well, that was built off of the build that was on the Spider-Man engine, right? So
yeah, it was, they updated it for the PS5, and then they used that updated engine for Spider-Man Remastered on PS5 because it had a lot of the same tech.
Yeah. So it's still the same tech as Spider-Man PS4, but just improved vastly. It's like, okay, cleaned up, better, synced up and better for the PlayStation 5. But Ratchet and Clank, though it's using the same engine, is not doing a copy and paste like they did for Miles Morales. They're building this from the ground up, right? But using the same engine.
It is PS5 only, because with Miles, they had to hold back for the PS4.
That's correct.
Whereas this one, they can go all out.
Right.
And it's just so, because I'm not sure if you saw it, but the ray tracing that they're using for Ratchet is very interesting, because there was a section of the new trailer where Rivet was walking through this like jungle area, and these little like snail creatures were running. It's a bright and sunny day, and they were running, and as they were running, they went under a bridge or something that was shaded, and they came out the other side where there was sunlight. And as they went under, the game actually darkened their smoke trail as they went under, which most games will it'll be like a PNG smoke cloud or something like that.
Exactly.
Whereas this one, it's like a 3D object with real-time sun rays and shadows, and it's like, dude, that's insane that I could just play that on my console and not my PC.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing too is that this is going to be, and to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the very first strictly considered new current gen game, because everything else has had you got Miles Morales, you got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all these games that came out on day one, they also had a previous generation release as well. Right?
I think Ratchet might be the second one, because Returnal was the first.
You are right. Yes.
I think Returnal was the first PS. I don't know if there's a. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know if I consider Demon Souls, because it came out on PS3. So I don't know if I count that.
Yeah, hold on. Returnal, is it a PS5 exclusive? Like, no PS4?
PS5 only.
PS5 only. Okay.
Yeah, dude, that game could not run on the PS3 or on the PS4. Like, oh my god.
So I was off by one. And if you want to consider Astrobot as well, you got Astrobot too.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So Demon Souls, kind of. It's kind of a weird one. Astrobot, kind of. Yeah, Returnal is the first one. So I'm sorry, this is the second one. But this, like, looking at how Ratchet and Clank, how it looks, how it plays, and the fact that they're like, we also have a 1440 60 frame option.
Yeah. That's so cool where they just turn off the ray trace. That's so cool, dude. Also, I was gonna tell you, if you're gonna be doing any content with Ratchet, I don't know if you saw, but the PS4 game got a PS5 patch for 4K 60.
I did hear about that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try it out. I've been really wanting to try it out, so I might try it after we're done recording this podcast. But yeah, if you have a PS5, all two of you, Ratchet and Clank is part of the PS Plus collection, so you can get it for free if you have Plus, and I think you automatically get the PS5 patch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both extremely excited for Ratchet, and we're both gonna be doing content on it, and. I think like our last little like discussion piece isn't really about video games per se, because, you know, we do other stuff.
I mean, it does tie in the SpiderMan that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I guess kind of. If Sony will say but yeah, it kind of does. So the Venom 2 trailer dropped. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did.
Okay. Did you notice any pretty weird, significant Easter eggs in there?
I saw the Stan Lee Easter egg.
Okay, besides the Stan Lee one, did you see that there was a reference to the Avengers?
No.
Yeah. So there's a scene in the trailer where like a cop or someone is reading a newspaper, and he gets mad and he throws it, and as he throws it, there's a quick frame where you can see the Avengers just mentioned in the newspaper. and it's like, oh, that's cool. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
hold on. That's not right. Hold on. Let me see if I can give you. I want to give you the. Yeah, right here. So, yeah, he crumples it up and he throws it, and then on the other side of the paper, it just says Avengers.
Yeah, it does say Avengers right there. Yeah,
and something else. I'm gonna make it a little more confusing. Here's the newspaper before he crumbles it up. That newspaper, the Daily Bugle, that is the same design and template that they use for the Sam Raimi movies.
Huh.
There's a lot to unpack, and I'm very confused.
Do you think Sony is gonna be trying to pull an alternate reality Avengers where there's like Venom, Wolverine, maybe like where they get from Fox, like all the stuff that all the like characters are the kind of like outsiders from the Avengers are supposed to be part of the Avengers in some way?
Well, I don't think they can, because they don't have the rights to any of those characters, because Marvel owns or Disney owns Fox now, so they have the X-Men back. So Sony had Ghost Rider, but that expired, so they have Ghost Rider now. So the only thing that Sony has is all the Spider-Man characters. That's all they have, because it's so weird, because Spider-Man's movie rights are one of the most confusing things in film history I think I have ever seen. Because it's like, it's Marvel's character, but they don't have the right to do anything with the character. But Sony's deal that they made with Marvel is, as long as Sony makes a movie every 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years, they can keep the rights. And if they don't, it expires. So that's, I think, Venom, these Venom movies count. Anything regarding Spider-Man counts. Now, I'm going to throw another curveball at you. You remember the Morbius trailer we got like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it since then.
Yeah, the last thing I heard is that it got delayed to next year. But do you remember this?
Yeah. That's the same Raimi Spider-Man.
I know the viewers can't see this, but it's the scene in the Morbius trailer where he's walking, and on the wall is just Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and it says murderer. But what makes it more confusing is that it's just a screenshot from the PS4 game.
Exactly,
with the Sam Raimi suit. So it's like, is this a placeholder, or like, is this intended? What is this?
I don't know what's going on there. Now, here's the thing too, is that they have, like you said, the Spider-Man rights are all goofy. They are all over the place. So, but remember, the next Spider-Man, we've seen Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire on set.
I haven't seen them. I think we only saw their stunt doubles, or Andrew Garfield's stunt double.
No. There was one of Tobey. There was one report of Tobey going in to get fitted for a suit.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw
which makes
that.
It's funny because Toby has been dead silent. He hasn't had any interviews. And the one interview with Andrew Garfield, he was like, no, it'd be cool, but I obviously haven't. I hate to make everyone sad, but no, I haven't been approached. But it's like the probability, like there's got to be a reason we are having so many of the same report from everyone else, because Sony already confirmed Alfred Milani and Jamie Foxx are both coming back, and they're both playing their same characters. So it's like you already have the Sony character in the MCU. Why not go all out and get the Spider-Man from that universe? You can't just go with the villain. You're already breaching contract, if there is a breach of contract, by putting Alfred Milani in there as Doc Ock. So what is happening?
I do feel like, though, that there is something going on behind the scenes that between Sony and Marvel that we obviously don't know about. I feel like that's their big next setup, is that they're about to have worlds collide in some way, shape, or form. That is just going to be an absolute just chaos and mayhem. And I think that would be a smart way to be able, for marketing purposes and such, to just have an absolute clash and combination of somehow bringing all the Spider-Man characters together with somehow the Avengers, and they work out some legal rights, some legal minutia, whatever it is that they got to work out, and they want to blow fans away. Because remember, there was that big meltdown. I remember it was a hashtag free Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, from Sony, because they weren't going to renew their deal, and they said, all right, we'll do one more. But I don't know. There has to be something, because I remember Kevin Feige said that for Disney Plus Marvel series, they really wanted to do some Spider-Man stuff, but it just wasn't in the cards. Sony was not going to allow them to. And what made it even more confusing is in Far From Home, I'm sure you remember, J.K. Simmons came back as JJ, but as like a different version of JJ. So it's like, my thing is Spider-Man No Way Home kicks off Phase 4. And right after that is going to be Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Because Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3. Obviously, that's how we're going to get all these different Spider-Verse characters into this one movie, is because of Doctor Strange. Yeah. So I'm wondering if, since there's no more Spider-Man stuff in any Phase 4, I'm wondering if Doctor Strange is going to somehow push Tom Holland Spider-Man into the Sonyverse, and then Sony's just going to have him from there.
I don't know. I don't know if they would do that.
This whole thing is extremely confusing, in the Venom 2 thing. Because did you also see that Cletus Cassidy, he smashed a spider on top of the Daily Bugle newspaper? Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. The fact that Morbius, there's a shot of Spider-Man on the wall and it says murderer. That means Spider-Man exists in this universe. Yeah. And I remember recently someone interviewed the director, and they asked, like, oh, is there any chance of us, like, Spider-Man references being in the movie? And he said, at this point, we're treating this movie as Venom's own movie in his own universe, or the Sony Marvel universe. And he said, if there is one at this point, Eddie and Venom don't know of a Spider-Man. Yeah. Which is weird, because Morbius is taking place in the same universe. It's fine. Oh, I just remembered something else that's super confusing. If this rabbit hole couldn't get any deeper. Do you remember at the end of the Morbius trailer, Michael Keaton's Vulture showed up at the end of it?
Yes, that's right.
Which is another. What is happening?
That is right.
I'm so confused.
So they're using the Sam Raimi Spider-Man in Morbius's trailer, but then the Vulture from the new Homecoming shows up. So it's like
at the end of it, and he goes, "What's up, Doc?" And because at the end of Homecoming or Far From Home, don't we see Vulture in the prison cell, and he's talking to, like, Scorpion or something? He's talking to someone.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But in the screenshot I sent you, Morbius is wearing an orange jumpsuit, like Vulture was in prison. So, because I don't know, dude. I am so confused. I don't know what is meshing, because the Sony MCU, as Sony calls it, is separate from the MCU, but I'm seeing so many clashes. I don't get it. I'm so lost. It's hurting my brain. I need they released the trailer for Venom 2, but it's like I need the trailer for Spider-Man 3 just so I can have some sort of ounce of knowledge of what's going on.
Why should they just make it more confusing?
Yeah, they don't even show anything. It's just like, oh, and then a portal opens up and you hear, hey, and they don't see who it is, and it cuts to black, and it's like, come on.
I mean, you would be really interesting to really throw everyone for a loop. Is we see Spider-Man 3, the Spider-Man 3 trailer. Everything's going fine, and at the end, you see Spider-Man walking, and all of a sudden you hear a deep voice, "Hey, Spidey!" You turn around, you see Eddie Brock standing there, and it cuts to black.
Oh my god! Don't make me wish.
And you just see Eddie Brock standing with like a hoodie on. He looks up and sees Spider-Man, and make it even more confusing. Tom Holland goes, "You," and then it goes to black. He recognizes him. You're like, how? Who? What?
Who is it? What's happening? Please stop. Listen, I'm coming clean. I've told my coworkers, I do not care. I personally do not care about phase 4 of the MCU, just because I think all 1 through 3 up to Endgame, perfect, like not perfect, but extremely good, like longevity of story. But phase 4, I care about Spider-Man, and I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange too, but I think after that I'm not gonna pay attention, just because I mainly cared about Spider-Man out through all that. And if Sony's going to be axing from the MCU, I think I might be done with the MCU personally from here on.
Well, here's the thing: it's kind of just like, for me, it's kind of hard for me to grasp something bigger than the story that was built up to Endgame. I mean,
Same.
It's like, okay, you're literally fighting Thanos. Now, is there bigger baddies in the universe? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that the way that they did it in Endgame was looking back and seeing Infinity War and thinking about it, they did it right by having Thanos initially getting it right and snapping everybody out of existence.
I think we both agreed that Infinity War was not an Avengers movie. It was a Thanos movie with the Avengers in it. And then Endgame was the opposite of that, where it was an Avengers movie, not a Thanos movie. Because Thanos was such a well-written villain. Like, it wasn't just like, I'm bad to be bad. It was like, no, my cause actually has a purpose, and if you don't agree with that, then I'm just going to kill you. It's like, okay, that's a bad guy, and he has, like, layers. But I think they're going to have, like, the all-seeing people in the MCU or the Marvel universe. I forget what they're like, the Eternals or something, that take place all throughout the MCU. And it's like, I'll stay for Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Thor: Love and Thunder. But after that, I think I'm good.
I'm wondering, like, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm wondering because
that too, yeah.
Because at the end of Guardians, the one movie where there was that, now, I don't know if we got an answer for this yet. I might have just, missed it. But at the end of, I think, the second Guardians movie with that, that race of gold people that they stole all the stuff from. At the end, where she's like, "Okay, prepare Adam" or something like that, and you see that. We haven't seen what that is, have we?
No, and that kind of ties into the problem that I have with these movies. Is I was telling my fiance this, with the MCU Spider-Man movies, Homecoming and Far From Home, you can't just watch them as standalone Spider-Man movies. You have to watch 15 other movies first to understand what's going on. Yeah. Whereas with the Sam Raimi and even the Amazing Spider-Man movies, you could watch any of them, like in any order you wanted. They were all kind of like standalone and somewhat tied to the other one. But with this one, it's like, if you watch Homecoming and then go straight to Far From Home, it's like, okay, well, Iron Man's dead. The Skrulls are here. Who are the Skrulls? Why are they here? Why are there aliens? Why are there Skrull aliens in my Spider-Man movie? Nick Fury's here. Why is he here? And if you didn't know that Iron Man died, and he just keeps looking at Iron Man murals, and it's like, where is he? Why? Like, can he just call him? And then you realize, oh, he's dead. When did that happen?
Oh, he dead.
Whereas with Spider-Man like 1 and 2, there's such a big gap where it's like Spider-Man 1 ends, Spider-Man 2 starts, and it's like, oh, I'm delivering a pizza. Like, dude, I can get behind that. Homeboy's delivering a pizza. All right, that's a good setup.
There you go. So
the third movie, it's like, I'm Spider-Man. That's me. Okay, bye.
You're not
That's
wrong.
it.
So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Once again, we should be back with regular WumpaTime episodes as long as life doesn't suck and cause us to have problems. We are recording this on Thursday, Wednesday the 13th. So if something drastic happened on between this recording and Saturday, we'll probably cover it next week. So make sure to follow us on all of our socials. We have our link tree in the description below, where we have access to all of our different areas, whether it comes to our Twitters, Shemp and I's. You can follow us at Shemp Official and at Canadian Guy A with the extra H. Still looking for that imposter. We are. You can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, and anywhere that you listen to our podcasts. And is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I believe that's it.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.